professional photographer based out of Pittsburgh, but I'm also a passionate lover of music. And I met Nathan a few years back when he was touring with, working with James Lloyd on his first album. I met him in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol Jazz Fest. And I was blown away by his sound in rehearsal. And just hearing him, I started following his music. And like Nathan described, I started hearing blurbs of him on different sources. You know, I'd hear him on Pandora. I'd hear him on XM. And then when his album dropped, I was all over it. And I had the opportunity to bring him to a club I promote shows at in Akron, Ohio, Blue Jazz Plus. And Nate rocked the house, and we're going to get him again once this social distancing breaks up. But what I like to do is, from the people I meet when I shoot jazz festivals, I try to use that opportunity to bring those artists to the club to broaden their audience and help them get out there. Because at this stage of my life, I'd rather be a point guard than a leading scorer. I'd rather get the assist than the dunk. You know what I mean? So I just like seeing artists do what they like to do and have that opportunity to showcase their skill in their artistry.
Clyde also does stuff with Capitol Jazz. Okay, he's being modest. Clyde, I think we lost your video too.
Oh, there I am. Here.
He does stuff with Capitol Jazz Festival and cruises. The club, it's not just a club. It's a club that owns their own hotel.
Yeah. We have a restaurant upstairs, a 4-star restaurant upstairs, gourmet restaurant.
It's a very good,
and a boutique restaurant, a boutique hotel, 80-room hotel right across the street. So we'll just fly you in and have
John,
you stay
this
right
is a great connection here, because too, you can, Clyde is a promoter as well. So in the end of the day, he's one of those guys that's open to receiving talent. So you might have some local guys that might have a national sound, and if it works with the way the billing is, send them to Ohio.
I love, like I said, I like to be that guy that gives the assist. You know, I can get you a radio spot. I can do so many things to broaden those opportunities. And I live in Pittsburgh, but I grew up in Akron, Ohio, so I can do things in both cities. You know, there's a very strong jazz festival here. It's part of the August Wilson Center. We have a Jazz Live series, a 3-day free jazz that's sponsored by several foundations. And
John, check your inbox.
So it's my goal to bring the artists I bring to the club, get them on even bigger festival that touches, you know, the North Sea, all those people. It touches the people that do the Montreux Jazz Festival and the Montreal Jazz Festival. All those people come here for the Pittsburgh Jazz Festival. So, you know, like I said, I like to be the assist guy. I don't necessarily have to, you know, get all the notoriety and all those things, but I really enjoy seeing the artists have the opportunity to do what they're passionate about doing.
Well, look at this little piece. Right now, I mean, the world right now is shut down. So get creative. Like, I purposely call Darius probably every day and be like, oh, I got a new song up. I got another song up. I got another. And you know what? Now he's calling me every day. Man, I just dropped this. Man, I got this. I got this. FaceTime is like constant. Get creative. I just released a project by default. Look at the need of the people right now and produce music for it. For instance, I released a project called Deep Connection. Deep Connection is a relaxation project in a stressful situation. People have been hitting me up like, oh my God, it's helping me with my migraines. I didn't mean for it to do all that. I recorded this project literally in 24 hours. 24 hours, mixed, mastered, and it's already in the process. It got the attention of some people at the Grammy Academies, who's already, which is funny. I was struggling getting in the Grammy Academy for lack of recommendations. And with all the artists that I know, everyone was like, oh, we'll get your recommendation. Come to find out, Well, none of them did what they said they was going to do, so I just kind of let it go. Well, this lady got a hold to the CD that I dropped by default, tied to the president of the Grammy Academies. She texted me, she sent me a inbox and was like, hey, this needs to do this, da da da. Are you a part? I'm like, no, give me your email. 3 hours later, she sent me, I got 2 recommendations from 2 of the top producers in the industry for the Grammy Academies. And they pushed me through without paying any fees because the president endorsed it.
Wow.
So with that being said, what I thought was just going to be, just letting off a little bit of steam, it turned into a big time blessing. So with that being said, guys, like, get it out. Get it out. I'm a producer. Darius is a producer. There are many producers around. We know many producers. Like, you cannot be afraid. And when you do your live stream, if you're going to do a live stream, don't be afraid to try your music on those streams. Do you know all the words? You may not. That's like right now. I'm looking at this, but I can have a whole palette of words under me. No one knows what's going on in your lab. You know, organize your stuff so that way you can execute it properly. But this is the time to take the risk now. You know, you have it. You have the audience's attention. So take the risk. Let's do it.
That's good. That's some good advice. And add on that, my motto, because even though I don't, you know, we're still all trying to figure out our way, is, you know, I personally have lots of self-doubt. I know a lot of artists do, but you do it anyway, you know, and just push forward, and eventually you'll evolve and you'll learn things along the way that you didn't know. And I'm different now than I was a year ago and a year from before that, you know. And so I think that's great advice that I would say just keep moving forward, and you're going to evolve and learn things along the way. So I totally agree with that.
Indeed. John, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, I want to host these once a week. Each week I want to feature a different speaker. I'll do the intro. The speaker will come on. I'm going to do one where the whole time I'll field questions about booking. I've been booking for 10 years. I've done a couple different tours throughout the country for artists. At one point, we had 37 venues across the country, 37 World of Beers. My wife single-handedly handled and booked 500 musicians herself. And I did nothing but look at EPKs and band submissions. At one point, we were receiving up to 100 emails a week just from new bands. Those weren't even the guys on our roster. But what I learned about that whole process, and I'll break this into a later session, that whole process was that 98% of those band submissions were the same. So those 98% of 100 plus emails a week I received were in the exact same format, the exact same subject line, the exact same style. So if you want to break through to an agent, if you want to break through to a new venue, you got to be a purple cow. You've got to stand out. You can't be the same black and white milk cow that's on the same side of the road. You've got to be able to grab someone's attention. And, you know, especially in a market where there's just so many options right now. So we'll talk about that on a later session. I'll talk about marketing and I'll talk about booking. And Clyde, I would love to have you featured. Steve, I want to have you featured. Steve, what you showing up there?
No, for a lot, I stopped mailing because I got a lot of gigs now. But I just mail these. I would mail this to people, you know, and they would get something in the mail. You know, I got like this is like I actually started mailing things to people, like they haven't got any mail in years. This is a here you put the name on there, and then it was like, here, you do this, and I would just mail stuff. You're right, and I would just like hi. And then on the other side, it was just like what, all the Steve Harvey band, all this stuff. And people would get stuff in the mail. They go, holy crap, I haven't got a press pack in the mail in 3 years.
Yeah. And that's another valid
Yeah.
point. Like, and we'll get into the guerrilla marketing aspect as well.
Right.
So we'll save that. If you want to be included on these sessions, please drop your email in the chat box. Nathan, I am extremely, extremely grateful for having you,
Nathan.
taking your time. I'm extremely grateful for everyone who came. And before we roll, that's one thing I really want to touch that Nathan and I touched base on by the phone. In this day and age, the music industry can become really, really negative. Like people who play the same gigs, people who do the same thing, people who are stuck in the same rut. Focus on your gratitude every day. If you want to reach and you want to do something different, focus on your gratitude.
Always.
Can you explain that further, please? Focus on gratitude. You kind of piqued my interest. Can you go into that a little bit more, John, please?
Okay, so yeah, man, I would love to. I love talking about gratitude. Okay, so here's the thing with gratitude, right? At the end of the day, all you have to do is get a piece of paper and write 3 things you're grateful for. At the end of the day, I'll wait. At the end of the day, all you have to do is get a piece of paper and write 3 things you're grateful. What is going to happen is just super cool. So what will happen is you'll get in the flow of every day. Grateful I got to hang out with my kids today. Grateful I had a good day at work. But what is more important than about what you're actually grateful for is that each day you will start looking when negative things come your way. You're not going to harp on the negative things. And the reason why, because at the end of the day, you're not recording negative things that happen. You're only recording the things that you're thankful for, the things that you're grateful for. So shit will happen and someone will cut you off, or someone will be a complete dick at work, or the kids are just being horrible. And it's no longer going to seem like it's no longer going to piss you off like it used to piss you off, because you're not writing about that tonight. You're writing about the 3 things that changed your day, about the things that stood out with you. So what happens is that your mind transforms and you don't even, like, that stuff doesn't even bother you anymore. And so the thing is like, I'm bombarded by phone calls from cover musicians. Yeah, man, the manager was a dick last night, or yeah, the crowd was really tough, or this or that, because they're always harping on the negative. And if you stop looking at the negative and you only look for positive, it doesn't even fade you anymore.
Mm-hmm. There's a good analogy. I remember somebody I forget who told it to me, but if you're ever driving and you're looking at, there's a wall coming and you're looking at the wall, you're going to hit the wall, and it's like, if you're driving and you're looking at the road, that's, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like what you draw your attention to is where you're going to go. And it's really, really true.
Yeah, man, if your attention is on only going throughout the day and finding those 3 things that were good, even if you have the worst day imaginable, I guarantee you, if you look hard enough, there was 3 really cool things that happened to you. And by logging those every day, you soon forget about the negatives.
That's what's
Cool,
up.
guys. So I got all your emails. Nathan, once again, thank you so much. Steve, thanks for your insight. Clyde, everyone who joined us, I'm super thankful. I will hit everyone up as soon as we get the next one scheduled.
Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome.